Hey, y'all, join me as I take on the challenge of making the most mouth-watering smoked Texas elote corn. If you've ever had elote and you want to know how to make it, I'm going to give you a spin, and we call it here at Smoking with Papa Barbecue, smoked Texas corn. Coming up. Hey, y'all, if this is your first time coming to our channel, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the little bell there. That way you know about the next video that we've got coming up. And YouTube loves likes. We do too. Hit the like button and leave us a comment. We read all of our comments and I respond to all of our comments. Thank you. Ready to go. Now, what we use again is we use canned corn. We don't use the traditional corn on the cob. For this event, what we're going to do is we're using a whole pan. Now this, as far as the recipe goes, we will use 6 cans of corn. I'd use, really and truly, you don't have to go with Del Monte or the top of the line brand. You can go with whatever your local grocery store has. We use Brookshire's. You can use H-E-B, Walmart. The only thing I will caution you on is getting whole kernel corn and using sweet corn is what we use. So I've got 6 cans of sweet corn in here. And the next thing we're going to use is 1 stick of butter. That's going to go just right there. You can chop it up if you want to. It's going to melt once we get it on the smoker anyway. And then we also stir so that butter's going to mix up. What we're trying to do in this first part is just get our corn cooked with our spices so everything kind of melts together, and then we're going to bring it in and I'm going to show you how to creamy that corn up, and it's not going to just stick together, but it's going to have some consistency so where it's kind of thick, but I'll show you that coming up. So we've got a stick of butter that we're putting in. I also chop up 2 jalapeno peppers for a full pan. We use 5 sweet peppers here. I use 4 for a half a pan. 8 scoops of mayonnaise goes in this. That's a tablespoon. And then as far as our garlic, we use 4 tablespoons of garlic. We use 4 tablespoons of cayenne pepper because we like to spice it up a little bit. I use 2 tablespoons of black pepper and then 4 tablespoons of chili powder. That'll all go in. Oh, and also we use salt. I'll use 2 teaspoons of salt, 6 teaspoons of brown sugar. And then we started using this. We used to use just ranch dressing. We use this as something that Hidden Valley came out with, and it's new, not getting paid for it, so you decide if you want to use it or not. But it's Hidden Valley ranch seasoning, and it's spicy. We use this at the end, and this will go on to give us more of a little bit of a lime flavor. So, and we'll show you that at the end process. And what our brisket elote in a cut looks like, and then what our brisket elote tacos look like. This is a recipe that, again, you can use either as a side or adding it with brisket or pork belly, burnt ends, whatever that you can come up with. But it's also good as just a side, and we sell a lot of it. Also, like I said, I'm going to leave the recipe for a traditional Mexican street corn, which is done with corn on the cob. We've never done that, but you may want to, but I'll leave that recipe down in the description also. We're going to get our jalapenos cut up. Now I use a chopper. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a heck of a lot easier and a lot faster, especially when I'm trying to get an event done, to kind of use this and get everything chopped. Like I said before, we use 2 jalapenos in a full pan. Now you may not like it as spicy. It's really, when it comes out, it's really not that spicy, but you may not like it. You may be allergic to jalapenos. You don't have to use jalapenos. It just gives it a different taste. Like I said, I use about 5 to 6 sweet peppers, depending upon the size. Some of them comes out real small, so I may add an extra one because of that. The other thing that I like with the sweet peppers is it also gives it a little bit of coloring too. So I've got some orange, I've got some, I guess you would call that yellow, and we've got some red. In fact, I'm going to get me another red one because, there we go, kind of balance that color out. Do the same thing like we did with the jalapenos, and we just chop them up and then we'll throw it all in. You know, something else that you may want to do is use just plain old bell pepper. It's the same thing. What I would normally do is use maybe 1 or 2 bell peppers. You can use, of course, they've got the colors, or you can use the green, however you want to, or just use the traditional sweet peppers. Okay, so we've got all of our peppers cut up, and nothing special. I just take it and pour it right back into the corn. And like I said, you can see where it's added some different colors in there, and when we get this all mixed up, you're going to really see it. Something else that we use, and I don't know that I even mentioned it, is we used to do just traditional Rotel. We started doing, in fact, they were out, and this is what I found, and I like the taste of it a lot better, it's the Rotel, but it's the chili fixins. And I use 2 cans. If we were doing a half a pan, we'd use 1, but for a full pan, we'll use 2. Again, it tastes great, and it's adding some more color to that corn. Now we're coming to the part where I'm going to use some mayonnaise, and like I said, we'll use 6 to 8 tablespoons of mayonnaise in this. Once it comes off the smoker, I'm going to taste it again. Taste it before it goes on, and I'll taste it when it comes off. We may want to add a little bit more mayonnaise. It just depends, but usually 6 to 8. We're going to actually put 8 in this, and that should work. Something I didn't mention, guys, this is just Brookshire's regular old mayonnaise. We've used Miracle Whip and we've used regular mayonnaise. I'm going to be honest with you, once this cooks down, you can't tell the difference. This is cheaper, and especially on the trailer, we're trying to save every penny that we can, but still give the best product to our customers. All right, let's go ahead and put our seasonings in. Again, don't feel bad if you don't catch me as to how many I'm putting in. I'm going to leave that in the description down below as far as what the full recipe is. You got 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. This is going to add our kick to it. This is going to be 1, 2. I taste, and we may use a little bit more cayenne. Guys, if you use too much cayenne, or you think, man, that's really, really hot, you can counteract that with brown sugar. Just kind of keep balancing it out, and you'll get the taste that you want. And then this is our chili powder. Next, we're going to come in with our salt. And, you know, like I said before, if you feel like, got a little bit too much salt in it, you can also counteract that with brown sugar also. And then our final, well, not our final, because we still got our ranch dressing that we're going to use, but next to our final is our brown sugar. We're going to use 6 of those. Now on this, I don't have a measurement. What I like to do is open it up, I'll take it, and I'll just take and just shake that on there like that. Little taste beforehand. See if I like it. Now, as you're mixing, you're going to say, well, I still got that stick of butter in there. That's okay. Like I said, once we get it in the smoker, it's going to melt anyway. Get that all stirred up. Like I said before, we want to get that mayonnaise all in there, and that's going to coat all that corn. See all the different colors. I like it. Like it a lot. Then when you get that all stirred up, do a taste test. We're a little warm. Too warm. So, remember what I told you? Counteract that. Brown sugar. I use 3 more scoops of brown sugar. Stir that in and see what we get on the next taste test. We're there. We got our corn and all of our ingredients stirred in. The next thing that we're going to do is fire the smoker up and get it on there, and it'll smoke at 250 for about 2 hours. Show you what that looks like coming off. Here we go. Okay, good deal. We've got our smoker set at 250 and it's warmed up. Now I'm putting these on the pellet smoker. There's no reason to open up the big offset or something like that for just a side. In fact, I normally do my sides on just a pellet smoker. The only thing that I do with the pellet smoker is I will add, I've got 3 smoke tubes in that pellet smoker that because I just don't, especially at 250, I don't get the smoke that I want. I don't want an overpowering amount of smoke, but I don't want no smoke flavor at all. What's the use of putting it and using it as smoked corn if I'm going to not get the smoke flavor that I want? Again, the pellets that I'm using, they are mesquite and apple. It's a mixture of both of those. I get a good flavor out of that. I've used just mesquite. With mesquite, I get a little bit of an overpowering taste, so that's why I put the apple in there. Trying to think of anything else to tell you. It's going to be good. Something else that I didn't tell you is this stays on for 2 hours. I did tell you that, but we're going to stir this probably the first 30 minutes. I'll stir it every 30 minutes. That way it gets that smoke flavor into that corn. Plus, I've got it at 250. I've got it. I did not put it on a top rack. I've got it on a bottom rack, and I don't want that corn sticking or burning to the bottom of our pan. So about every 30 minutes. we'll do that for 2 hours. We're about an hour in. I've already stirred it once. I'm going to stir it again at our 30-minute mark. You can see that it's actually very soupy right now. But I'm going to show you how we can thicken that up when we get to our final step of this process. It's been about 2 hours and we are ready to take our corn off of the smoker and continue on with the next process. This next process will include us putting into a skillet, adding some flour, and also adding some cream. That'll thicken this corn up, because you remember how soupy it was when we were stirring it the last time. Flour will thicken it up. So let's go ahead and go with that process. We've got our corn and we've got our skillet, and because this is a full pan, what we're going to do is split this mixture in half, and I'll show you what we add to it on splitting it. As on this next part, I've never really measured this stuff out. What I do is I pour cream in it and I pour some flour in it, and then I kind of keep stirring it on probably about medium high until it starts to thicken up. You kind of use your best judgment. Like I said, as I get to the thickness that I like, then I stop putting in cream and I stop putting in flour. That's our mixture right there, and then I'm going to start stirring that as it heats up, and you'll see where it'll actually turn a little bit of a whiter color, and it'll start to thicken up. Okay, it's starting to thicken up here a little bit, and you can see that it's changing a little bit different color. We'll keep stirring it, and we may want to add a little bit more flour to it too. Yeah, it's starting to thicken up really nicely. Now guys, you saw again how soupy it was. Now it can still be a little bit of soupy, but we want it to kind of tighten up just a little bit. And I think what we've got is going to work for me. And you can see what I'm doing, just kind of going along, kind of taking it, going into the middle. How I know that I've got it to where I want it. You see me kind of stirring, or as I'm pulling that corn away from the skillet. See how I can see the skillet as I go? That's how I know it's got the thickness that I want. So I wanted to show you what our finished product looks like, and I can kind of let you see how thick we got it. You remember we took it out, it was very, very soupy, and now we got it down to the thickness that I like, and it's ready to serve, in this particular instance, to our customers. That's how we do our Texas corn, or Texas elote, or our elote, our spin on it, smoked elote. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check us out next time when I show you a side that we do, which is our cowboy barbecue beans. That's coming up next on Smokeable Papa Barbecue.